ToutBouts Talk with Big Pop and Professor S. Welcome to ToutBouts Talk. I'm Big Pop.
Back by popular demand, Professor S, Big Pop with ToutBouts.
Survivor Series 2012 has come and gone, and I gotta be honest, I think this was my favorite pay-per-view of the year. And with only one pay-per-view event left, it's probably gonna end up being the best pay-per-view of the year. So let's recap some of the matches. Match number 1 was a traditional Survivor Series style match, 5-on-5 elimination, featuring the high flyers of Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara, Tyson Kidd, Justin Gabriel, and Brodus Gay, against primetime players Primo and Epico and Tensai, who I call the Pig Show.
First match was definitely predictable. Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel stole the show once again to open up a pay-per-view.
After getting rid of the dead weight, i.e. Brodus Gay and the Pig Show, it ended up being a great high-flying cruiserweight match throwback to the WCW days when you had people like Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Ultimo Dragon, Rey Mysterio going at it. So it was only appropriate that Rey was in this one. It was great to see Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd get a good push, including Tyson Kidd, who got 2 pins in the match. I think it was probably the best way to open a pay-per-view. Great energy, great high-flying, and a pretty decent Survivor Series match. Our second match was for the Divas Championship, pitting rookie Kaitlyn versus my girl Eve, who again successfully retained her title. This match showcased Kaitlyn's just not ready again. She should not have been pushed this far so fast, but who else do they have to wrestle against Eve? I don't know where Natalya is, but I'm hoping she gets a push real soon. Eve, you're the best champion out there right now, and I don't see you losing the title anytime soon, babe.
I don't know what to say about the Divas match. I really wanted Kaitlyn to win, give a push to another girl, but Eve deserves the title, done the most for the company, and she'll hold it for a while.
Match number 3 for the United States title. I said it on my ToutBouts page on Facebook. I think Antonio Cesaro is probably the best prospect the WWE has picked up in a long time. Not only is this guy a gifted in-ring worker, his mic skills not that bad for somebody who doesn't even speak a word of English, but speaks plenty of words from 19 other languages. R-Truth has been pretty irrelevant for a while, so it was good to see him get up in there. The match was phenomenal. The crowd even got into it after a while, even though Cesaro ended up retaining the title. I think that he's going to need better competition very soon to make this United States Championship worthy of watching. But Cesaro, he's the real deal.
Antonio Cesaro and R-Truth for the U.S. title was a match I was definitely looking forward to. It was really good, really mid-card, very much of it, and I'm okay with Antonio Cesaro dominating the way he is, especially over a guy like R-Truth. It's a good move for the company.
The next match for the World Heavyweight Championship pits the champion Big Show versus Sheamus. I've got to say, I wasn't thrilled about this match. I wasn't thrilled about the original match when Big Show won the title from Sheamus. But it is good to see Sheamus go back to his mean, evil, brawling roots. I hated the fact that he was becoming such a fan favorite and the kids loved him. I love seeing him beat the crap out of the Big Show with the chair afterwards. It was very reminiscent of the I Quit match between Mankind and The Rock, where The Rock totally laid out Mankind. If you haven't seen the match, go see the highlights in the documentary Beyond the Mat. Besides that, this is also a great setup for the TLC pay-per-view coming up, where you're pretty sure there's going to be some chairs and tables involved to watch Big Show and Sheamus further beat the crap out of each other. Plus, Show winning the way he did by pulling the referee in front of the bro kick really is just making him seem more like a weasel. Is Sheamus ready to get the title back from Big Show? Perhaps.
Man, if Sheamus only won the belt, he deserves it. It's definitely not the big jokes waste of time. I just hate him. He's horrible. He got like 2 good moves in that whole match, and Sheamus beating the crap out of him with chairs was awesome.
The next match was the second traditional Survivor Series match, pitting Team Foley versus Team Ziggler. I felt the only person to really gain anything out of this match was the sole survivor, Dolph Ziggler, taking out the 3-time sole survivor, Randy Orton. It's time for that torch to be passed, and I think that Ziggler's finally getting a big push, including starting some heat with John Cena. I think we're going to see Ziggler cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase sooner rather than later. Otherwise, the rest of the match was quite forgettable, And out of the two traditional Survivor Series matches, I give the first match of the evening to shit.
As for the main event Survivor Series match, that was pretty cool. It was really good to see Ziggler get a push as the last man standing, especially fairly cleanly over Randy Orton. It was really cool. The Miz kind of turning the anti-face, but the not heel anymore was really cool. Let's see where this goes. I think Ziggler and Miz could be a really good rivalry for the company, for their futures, and for the title scene.
Out of the two traditional Survivor Series matches, I give the thumbs up to the first one. It had way more excitement, even though there was no build-up to it. The second one really fell flat.
The triple threat match had all the makings of our generation's Hogan versus Macho Man versus Ultimate Warrior. They failed in anticipation, but for the most part, it was an okay match. Seeing the guys come in at the end was pretty big for me.
The final match of the evening was the Survivor Series triple threat match between CM Punk, John Cena, and Ryback. Punk again victorious. It was lovely to see John Cena and Ryback finally go at each other, as I love it when the two good guys finally wrestle each other. We knew that Cena wasn't going to win this match because of his ongoing feud with Ziggler and the ridiculous soap opera that is the AJ scandal. But Ryback did not lose any clout whatsoever because he got jumped by Ascension, Ambrose and Rollins, along with Roman Reigns from NXT. These three rookies showing up here and taking out Ryback was a great way to clear the way for Punk to win the title and get on the road to face The Rock for the championship at the Royal Rumble. But that's a conversation for another day.
Brilliant move to have Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins come in to kind of steal the show at the end of Survivor Series and the subsequent night on Raw. Dean Ambrose is a big deal. Seth Rollins is a big deal. Roman Reigns has the chance to be a big deal. Roman Reigns is the cousin or uncle or something to The Rock, and he was a defensive tackle in the Canadian Football League. He has the look and the makings of raw, perfect Vince McMahon talent. Dean Ambrose is another guy out of the CM Punk I'll break every rule and say whatever I want to mold, and he's going to be really good. He's got great in-ring ability. Seth Rollins is a special one, considered to be one of the greatest champions that Ring of Honor has ever seen, and considering the talent that's come out of Ring of Honor, including CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe, Chris Daniels, AJ Styles, a whole bunch of names, and now we get to see this kid, and he's pretty much dominated. With Antonio Cesaro and Cassius Ohno coming up and doing their thing, Ring of Honor is kind of taking over as the breeding ground for WWE. This has star power written all over it. These kids are going to be future champions. These kids are going to be what the company makes its money off of. These kids are what our kids are going to be watching wrestle, like we've watched Shawn Michaels wrestle, like we watched John Cena wrestle, like we've seen Bret Hart, like we're seeing CM Punk, Randy Orton, Triple H. These are going to be the next in line. So get ready. They're all really good.
This week's editorial is about CM Punk, who just celebrated 365 days continuously as the WWE Champion. When John Cena was the WWE Champion, WWE did everything to promote this man, from talking about his movies, to his Make-A-Wish Foundation, to his appearances on radio talk shows, TV talk shows, you name it. Except this week, CM Punk is going to be on The Walking Dead's follow-up show, Talking Dead, as well as being the Grand Marshal for Chicago's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And yet, did we hear anything about this, WWE? No, we didn't. Do you know what we heard about? We heard about The Miz and Rey Mysterio hosting The Soup on E! No offense to Joel McHale, I think you're hysterical, but that show does not have the popularity or the following as The Walking Dead. And being a Grand Marshal for a major United States city like Chicago is a pretty big deal, especially as a wrestler. CM Punk is definitely being disrespected as he talks about it in the ring, but outside of the ring as well. According to the rags, CM Punk had to get these two gigs for himself, and the people at AMC in the city of Chicago were smart enough to jump upon CM Punk to bring him on board to promote their various events and TV shows. So WWE, what is your problem? This man has been your champion for a year. promote him more, give him movies, and damn it, bring me back those damn ice cream bars already.
For my ultimate tout, I'm going directly after AJ and John Cena. My girlfriend shouldn't be kissing other dudes. John Cena needs an attitude adjustment for kissing my girlfriend, and it's a disgusting storyline. You're just going to have AJ just slut around with everybody? How does that look? And then on top of that, you're going to have John Cena get mixed up in this stupid thing with Vicky Guerrero, leading to what could be a decent match with Ziggler. But the anticipation and the build-up just isn't there. You're turning away a lot of good wrestling fans with the soap opera antics. Get over it.
Take 25. Say no to acid. The WWE needs to get back to building rivalries. I look back at the WWF that I watched as a kid, and I remember Jimmy Superfly Snuka and the Magnificent Morocco beat the crap out of each other and have it culminate in a steel cage match for the Intercontinental title. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and the Macho Man Randy Savage had one of those great rivalries that built up over time. Even Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan wrestled for over a year and a half. So I gotta say, I'm very psyched to see Dolph Ziggler and John Cena starting to get in a rivalry, which is starting to build that way. If the WWE will allow the creative team to build a rivalry like this, I believe we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg between Ziggler and Cena. I think if this rivalry can stretch itself out over a long period of time, it will be great for the business and allow other wrestlers to follow the same formula. WWE, build the rivalry, you're going to build your audience, you're going to build your future. For ToutBouts Talk, I'm Big Pop. We'll see you next time.